You don't look like a bracken, Katie.
The Prestige, what's up? Bracken is just coming. They are curating our sour cherry dark chocolate brownie experience.
Please change the name.
Oh, okay. Changing the name.
I'm so sleepy.
To have curated.
That was a human. Which
I
human?
wouldn't go that far.
Hi, Duncan. Oh, Frankie, your hair.
It's all gone. It's all gone.
Oh, wow.
How do you feel?
Free, light, breezy. So good. It's all gone. All the floof is gone.
I liked the floof.
There's still some floof.
I like that floof.
It likes you.
I want to ruffle you. You look so ruffleable.
He does, doesn't he?
Martin might be able to ruffle for you.
I can cope with vicarious ruffles.
I'll put in a request.
Vicarious Ruffles absolutely sounds like a Discworld character.
Yes. 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 Strong agree. Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Jenny.
Hello, everybody. Oh.
Oh.
Look, Martin also has no hair.
Oh my God.
Both of you look so handsome.
Thank you.
Actually,
We got shorn together.
Oh.
It was very nice.
Sorry, what?
Hi, Nick. Hi, Nick. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
there's a great video of a sheep in New Zealand that had been wild for about 8 years and hadn't been shorn in all that time.
Yes, it was
and then-
fantastic.
They shear it and then it kind of stumbles off and then just goes bouncing around the field because it's suddenly so light.
That's so cute. That's so wholesome.
Yeah, watching you playing with your hair made me think of that sheep.
Yeah.
Rory, I'll send you the thing tomorrow.
Oh, rad. Cool. The totally
thing.
ambiguous thing that doesn't, that isn't
Oh
really.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love it so much. It's so good. Fuck yeah.
Hi, Bracken.
Hi, person with extremely cool hair.
Oh, this. Look, it's all gone.
It's
Thank you so much.
very cool. Oh no, Tiari can eat our shit and hair. That's what our name is today.
You want me to change it?
I did want you to change it because
You didn't specify.
Oh my god, it's not
I
good.
mean, what was it before?
Can I just brag how color coordinated I am today?
Oh my god, always.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, loving that. That is such a fit shade.
I went shopping on to the while my cleaner was in. I went shopping on Monday, and I saw the nail polish and the eyeliner, and I was like, those would go really well with my glasses. So
I approve this.
And I mean, my glasses are also like I have several pairs of different colored arms.
Did you just pull the arm off your glasses?
Yeah, they're change glasses. Change me glasses.
What?
I can put different colors of arms on them.
What?
Where can I buy these?
I think it's a German brand. I'm not sure. They're called Change Me, I think, or Change It. Change Me.
Of course, they're a German brand.
Of course they are.
I
So
think
many
so.
fashion choices and so efficient.
Yeah, it's like you choose your favorite style, and then you can like choose all the different, and they've got like wooden and metal and plastic arms, like really nice ones. Yeah, I've got 3 pairs. I've got like my serious pair for work, which is just brown and gray, and then I've got my turquoise one and the rainbow one. I've got a rainbow one.
Rainbow glasses.
Let's see.
Look, you get this thing with it for your different arms of your glasses. So,
That's so cool.
yeah. So this is my rainbow.
Oh, cute.
I love that.
That's
That's genius.
I mean, they're not super cheap, but I figured like whenever I need a new strength, I just put new lenses in instead of getting new glasses. And so for the price of one glass, and then you buy a couple of these, you get different glasses all the time.
Makes sense. Makes sense. The
The only disadvantage is they're magnetic. I think
Shoot ba da buddy dee 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 ba da boo ba da buddy a beep buddy buddy badoo ba boo ba boo ba boo 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 ba da buddy ada adi ada a dee 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 da da da.
Storytime.
Yes. This is all very good. It's all very good and nice and wholesome and good and nice and wholesome and good. It's all very good and nice and wholesome and good and nice and wholesome and good. Okay. Okay, everybody. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Part 7. The Tower. Chapter 1. Zosie. Wednesday, 19th of December. Why, hello, madame. Your favourite? Let me see. Chocolate truffles to my special recipe, marked with the sign of Lady Blood Moon and rolled in something that teases the tongue. A dozen? Or shall we make it 2? Packed in a box of crinkly gold paper and tied with a ribbon of brightest red. I knew she'd come eventually. My specials tend to have that effect. She came just before closing time. Anouk was upstairs doing her homework, and Vianne was in the kitchen again, working on tomorrow's sales. First, I see her catch the scent. It's a combination of many things. The Christmas tree in the corner, the musty aroma of old house, orange and clove, ground coffee, hot milk, patchouli, cinnamon, and chocolate, of course. Intoxicating, rich as Croesus, dark as death. She looks around, sees wall hangings, pictures, bells, ornaments, a doll's house in the window, rugs on the floor, all in chrome yellow and fuchsia pink and scarlet and gold and green and white. It's like an opium den in here, she almost says, then wonders at herself for being so fanciful. In fact, she has never seen an opium den, unless it was in the pages of the Arabian Nights. But there's something about the place, she thinks. Something almost magical. Outside, the yellow-grey sky is luminous with the promise of snow. Forecasters have been announcing it for several days, though to Anouk's disappointment it has so far remained too mild for anything but sleet and this interminable mist. Lousy weather, says Madame. Of course, she would think so. Seeing not magic in the clouds, but pollution. Not stars, but light bulbs in the Christmas lights. No comfort, no joy, but the endless, anxious grind of people rubbing together without warmth, searching for last-minute gifts that will be opened without pleasure, and in a rush to go to some meal that they will not enjoy with folk they have not seen for a year and would not choose to see at all. Through the smoking mirror, I look at her face. It's a hard face in many ways, the face of a woman whose personal fairy tale never had a chance of happy ever after. She has lost parents, lover and child. She has made good through sheer hard work, has wept herself dry years ago, and has no pity now for herself or for anyone else. She hates Christmas, despises New Year. All this I see through the eye of Black Tezcatlipoca. And now, with an effort, I can just glimpse what stands behind the smoking mirror. The fat woman sitting in front of the television, eating choux from a white patisserie box while her husband works late for the third night running. The window of an antiques shop and a china-faced doll under a cloche. The chemist's where once she stopped to buy nappies and some milk for her baby girl. Her mother's face, broad and harsh and unsurprised, when she came to tell her the terrible news. But she has come so far since then, so very far. And yet there's something inside her, this void still wailing for something to fill it again. 12 truffles. No, make it 20. She says, as if truffles could make a difference. But somehow, these truffles are different, she thinks. And the woman behind the counter, with her long dark hair with the crystals braided into it, and the emerald shoes with the shining stack heels, shoes made for dancing all night, for leaping, for flying, for anything but walking. She looks somehow different too. Not like everyone else around here, but strangely more alive, more real. There's a scatter of dark powder on the counter where the truffles have shed cacao onto the glass. It's easy with a fingertip to sketch the sign of one jaguar, the feline aspect of Black Tezcatlipoca, into the powdered chocolate. She stares at it, half mesmerized by the colours and scent as I wrap the box, taking my time with ribbons and paper. Then Anouk comes in, right on cue, all wild-haired and laughing at something Rosette has done, and Madame looks up, her face going suddenly slack. Does she recognize something, Perhaps. Could it be that the vein of talent that runs so richly in Vianne and Anouk has left some vestige here at the source? Anouk gives her beaming smile. Madame smiles back, hesitantly at first, but as the conjunction of blood moon and rabbit moon join the pull of one jaguar, her doughy face becomes almost beautiful in its longing. "And who's this?" she says. "It's my little Nanou." That's all I need to say. Whether or not Madame can see something familiar in the child, or whether it is simply Anouk herself, with her Dutch doll face and Byzantine hair, that has captured her, who can say? But Madame's eyes have grown suddenly bright, and when I suggest that she stay for a cup of chocolate, and perhaps one of my special truffles on the side, she accepts the invitation without a murmur, and sitting at one of the hand-printed tables, she stares with an intensity that is far beyond mere hunger at Anouk as she goes in and out of the kitchen, greets Nico as he passes the door and calls him in for a cup of tea, plays with Rosette and her box of buttons, talks about the birthday tomorrow, runs outside to check for snow, runs back inside, peers at the changes to the Advent house, rearranges a key figure or two, then checks for snow again. It will come, it must come, at least for Christmas Eve, because she loves snow almost more than anything. It's time to close the shop. In fact, it's 20 minutes past our closing time when Madame seems to shake herself free of some daze. "What a sweet little girl you have," she says as she stands up, brushes the chocolate crumbs from her lap and looks wistfully at the kitchen door, through which Anouk has already gone, taking Rosette with her at last. "She plays with the other one just like a sister." That makes me smile, but I don't put her right. "Got any kids of your own?" I say. She seems to hesitate. Then she nods. "A daughter," she says. "Going to see her this Christmas?" Oh, the anguish such a question may inadvertently cause. I see it in her colours, a pure streak of brilliant white that cuts like lightning across the rest. She shakes her head, not trusting the words. Even now, after so many years, the feeling still has the power to surprise her with its immediacy. When will it fade, as so many people have promised it will? So far it has not. That grief that overrides everything else, sending lover, mother, friend plunging into insignificance in the face of the desolate chasm that is the loss of a child. "I lost her," she says in a quiet voice. "I'm so sorry." I put my hand on her arm. I'm wearing short sleeves, and my charm bracelet, laden with its tiny figures, makes its heavy chinking sound. The shine of silver catches her eye. The little cat charm has gone black with age, more like the one jaguar of black Tezcatlipoca than the cheap, shiny bauble it once was. She sees it and stiffens, thinking almost at once that it's absurd, that such coincidences do not happen, that it's only a cheap charm bracelet, and that it could have nothing at all to do with the long-lost baby bangle and its little silver kitty cat. But oh, what if it could, she thinks. You hear about these things sometimes, not always in movies, but sometimes in life. That's it. Interesting bracelet. Her voice is shaking so much now that she can hardly say the words. Thanks. I've had it for years. Oh, really? I nod. Each of these charms is a reminder of something. This was when my mother died. I point out a charm shaped like a coffin. It's from Mexico City, in fact. I must have got it in some piñata or other. And there's a little black cross on the coffin lid. Your mother? Well, I called her that. I never knew my birth parents. This key was for my 21st, and this cat is my oldest, luckiest charm. I've had it all my life, I think, even before I was adopted. She stares at me now, almost paralyzed. It's impossible, and she knows it. But something less rational in her insists that miracles happen. Magic exists. It's the voice of the woman she used to be, the one who, aged barely 19, fell in love with a man of 32 who told her he loved her and whom she believed. And what about that little girl? Didn't she recognize something in her? Something that pulls and tears at her heart like a kitten tormenting a ball of string. Some people, myself, for instance, are born to be cynics. But once a believer, always a believer. I sense that Madame is one of these. Have known it, in fact, from the moment I saw those porcelain dolls in the lobby of Le Stental. She's an aging romantic, embittered, disappointed, and therefore all the more vulnerable. And her piñata needs only a word from me to open up like a flower. A word? I mean a name, of course. I have to shut up shop, Madame. I propel her gently towards the door. But if you'd like to come again, we're having a party on Christmas Eve. If you don't have any other plans, perhaps you'd like to drop in for an hour? She looks at me with eyes like stars. Oh, yes, she whispers. Thank you. I will. Chapter 2. Viens. Wednesday, 19th of December. This morning, Anouk left for school without saying goodbye. I should not be too surprised at this. It's what she has done every day this week, coming late to breakfast with a, "Hey everyone," grabbing her croissant in one hand and racing off into the dark. But this is Anouk, who used to lick my face in sheer exuberance and shout, "I love you," across crowded streets. Now silent and so self-absorbed that I feel bereft and icy with fear. The doubts that have dogged me since she was born now waxing as the weeks march on. She is growing up, of course. Other things preoccupy her. Friends at school, homework, teachers, maybe a boyfriend, Jean-Luc Rimbaud, or the sweet delirium of a first crush. There are other things, perhaps, secrets whispered, great plans made, things that she may tell her friends, but which if her mother knew would make her cringe with embarrassment. All perfectly normal, I tell myself. And yet the sense of exclusion is almost more than I can bear. We are not like other people, I think. Anouk and I are different. And whatever discomfort that may bring, I cannot ignore it anymore. With that knowledge, I find myself changing, becoming snappish and critical at the slightest thing. And how is my summer child to know that the note in my voice is not anger, but fear? Did my own mother feel the same? Did she feel that sense of loss, that fear even greater than the fear of death, as she tried in vain, as all mothers do, to freeze the remorseless passage of time? Did she follow me as I follow Anouk, picking up markers on the road? The toys outgrown, clothes cast off, bedtime stories left untold, all abandoned in her wake as the child runs ever eagerly into the future, away from childhood, away from me. There was a story my mother used to tell. A woman desperately wanted a child, but being unable to conceive, one winter's day made a child of snow. She made it with exquisite care, clothed it and loved it and sang to it, until the Winter Queen took pity on the woman and brought the child of snow to life. The woman, the mother, was overcome. She thanked the Winter Queen with tears of joy and swore that her new daughter would never want for anything or ever know sorrow as long as she lived. But be careful, lady, the Winter Queen warned. Like calls to like, and change to change. And the world turns for good or for ill. Keep your child well out of the sun. Keep her obedient as long as you can. For a child of desire is never content, not even with a mother's love. But the mother was barely listening. She took her child home and loved her and cared for her, just as she had promised the Winter Queen. Time passed. The child grew with magical speed, snow white and slow black and beautiful as a clear winter's day. Then spring approached. The snow began to melt, and the snow child grew increasingly dissatisfied. She wanted to go outside, she said, to be with the other children, to play. The mother refused at first, of course, but the child would not be cajoled. She cried, grew wan, refused to eat, so that finally, reluctantly, the mother gave way. Stay out of the sun, she warned the child, and never take off your hat and coat. All right, said the child, and skipped away. All that day the snow child played. It was the first time she had ever seen other children. She played hide and seek for the first time, learnt singing games and clapping games and running games and more. When she came home, she looked unusually tired, but happier than her mother had ever seen her before. May I go out again tomorrow? With a heavy heart, her mother agreed, as long as she kept on her hat and coat, and once more the snow child was out all day. She made secret friendships and solemn pacts, skinned her knees for the very first time, and once more came home with a gleam in her eye and demanded to go out again on the morrow. Her mother protested. The child was exhausted, but finally agreed once more. And on the third day, the snow child discovered the exhilarating joys of disobedience. For the first time in her short life, she broke a promise. broke a window, kissed a boy, and took off her hat and coat in the sun. Time passed. When night fell and the snow child had still not returned, the mother went in search of her. She found her coat. She found her hat. But of the snow child there was no sign, nor ever again, but a silent pool of water where no pool had been before. Well, I never liked that story much. Of all the stories my mother used to tell, that was the one that frightened me most. Not for the tale itself, but for the expression on her face and the tremor in her voice, and the way she held me painfully tight as the wind blew wild in the winter dark. Of course, then I had no idea of why she seemed so afraid. Now I know better. They say that childhood's greatest fear is that of being abandoned by one's parents. So many children's stories reflect it. Hansel and Gretel, the babes in the wood, Snow White pursued by the evil queen. But now it is I who am lost in the woods. Even in the heat of the kitchen stove, I shiver and pull my thick cable-knit sweater tighter around my shoulders. Nowadays, I feel the cold. But Zosie might still be dressed for summer, with her bright pink skirt and ballet shoes, her hair tied up in a yellow bow. I'm going out for an hour or so. Is that okay? Of course it is. How can I refuse when she still won't accept a proper wage? And once again, silently, I ask myself, what's your price? What do you want? The December wind still blows outside, but the wind has no power over Zosie. I watch as she turns out the lights in the front of the shop, and she hums as she closes the shutters over the window display, where the wooden peg dolls in the stucco house are gathered around the birthday scene, while outside, under the porch lantern, a choir of chocolate mice with tiny hymn sheets pinned to their paws sings silently in the crystal sugar snow. Chapter 3. Vian. Thursday, 20th of December. Thierry was back here again today, but Zosie dealt with him. I'm not sure how. I owe her so much, a fact that disturbs me most of all. But I have not forgotten what I saw the other day in the chocolaterie, or that uncomfortable feeling of watching myself, the Vian Rocher I used to be, reborn in the person of Zosie de l'Alba, using my methods, speaking my lines, daring me to challenge her. I watched her covertly all today, as I did yesterday and the day before. Rosette was playing quietly. The mingled scents of clove and marshmallow and cinnamon and rum drifted across the warm kitchen. My hands were floured in icing sugar and cocoa powder. The copper glowed, the kettle warbled on the hearth. It was all so familiar, so absurdly comfortable, and yet some part of me could not rest. Every time the doorbell rang, I looked into the shop to check. Nico dropped by with Alice at his side, both of them looking absurdly happy. Nico tells me he has lost weight, in spite of his addiction to coconut macaroons. A casual observer might not notice the difference. He still looks as large and cheery as ever, But Alice says that he has lost 5 kilos and can wear his belt 3 notches tighter. It's like being in love, he told Zosie. It's got to burn calories or something. Hey, great tree, terrific tree. You want a tree like that, Alice? Alice's voice is less easy to hear, but at least she is speaking, and her small, pointed face seems to have taken some colour today. She looks like a child next to Nico, but a happy one, no longer lost, and her eyes never seem to leave his face. I thought of the Advent house, and of the 2 little figures with their pipe cleaner hands joined beneath the Christmas tree. Then there's Madame Luzeron, who has started to call in more frequently and who plays with Rosette while she sips her mocha. She too is looking more relaxed, and today she was wearing a bright red twin set under her black winter coat, and she actually got down on her knees as she and Rosette rolled a wooden dog solemnly to and fro across the tiles. Then Jean-Louis and Paul joined the game, and Richard and Mathurin on their way to Pétanque, and Madame Pinault, who would never have come in 6 months ago, but who Zosie calls by her first name, Hermine, and who casually asks for my usual. As the busy afternoon sped on, I was touched to see so many customers bringing in presents for Rosette. I'd forgotten that they must see her with Zosie, while I am in the back making chocolates. But even so, it was unexpected, reminding me of all the friends we have gained since Zosie joined us a month ago. There was the wooden dog from Madame Luzeron, a painted green egg cup from Alice, a stuffed rabbit from Nico, a jigsaw from Richard and Mathurin, a drawing of a monkey from Jean-Louis and Paul. Even Madame Pinault dropped round with a yellow hairband for Rosette, and to put in an order for violet creams, for which she has an enthusiasm bordering on greed. Then Laurent Pinson came in, as usual, to steal the sugar and to inform me with gleeful despondency that business was terrible everywhere, and that he'd just seen a Muslim woman in a full veil walking down the Rue des Trois Frères. And as he went out, he dropped a package on the table, which, when opened, was found to contain a pink plastic charm bracelet that probably came with a teen magazine, but that Rosette loves uncritically and refuses to remove even at bath time. And then, just as we were about to close, the odd woman who was here yesterday came round again, bought another box of truffles, and left a present for Rosette. That surprised me, first of all. She isn't a regular of ours, and even Zosie doesn't know her name. But when we opened the gift wrapping, our surprise was greater still. Inside, there was a box containing a baby doll, not large, but clearly antique, with a soft body and a porcelain face framed in a bonnet lined with fur. Rosette loves it, of course, but I couldn't accept such a lavish gift from a stranger, and I packed the doll into its box, meaning to give it back to the woman when and if she returns. "Don't worry about it," said Zosie. "It probably belonged to her kids or something. Look at Madame Luzeron and her doll's house furniture." I pointed out, "Those things are only on loan." "Come on, Jan," said Zosie. "You have to stop being so suspicious about everything. You have to give people a chance." Rosette pointed at the box. "Baby," she signed. "All right, just for tonight." Rosette gave a silent crow. Zosie smiled. "See? It's not so hard." All the same, I can't help feeling uneasy. Rarely does anything ever come free. There's not a gift or a kindness that doesn't have to be paid for in full at the end. Life has taught me that, at least. That's why I am more cautious now. That's why I keep the wind chimes over my door to warn me of the kindly ones, those messengers of credit due. Tonight, Anouk came in from school as usual, with no indication of her presence but the scampering sound of her feet on the wooden stairs as she went to her room. I tried to remember the last time it was that she greeted me as she used to, coming to find me in the kitchen with a hug and a kiss and a barrage of chatter. I tell myself that I'm being too sensitive, but there was a time when she could no more have forgotten my kiss than she could have forgotten Pantouf. Yes, right now I'd welcome even that. A glimpse of Pantouf, a casual word, some sign that the summer child I knew has not entirely disappeared. But for days now I have not seen him, and she has hardly spoken to me. Not about Jean-Loup Rimbaud, not about her friends from school, not about Rue, Thierry, or even about the party anymore. Though I know how hard she has worked on it, writing invitations on pieces of card, each one decorated with a sprig of holly and a picture of a monkey, copying them out menus, planning games. And now I find myself watching her across the dinner table and wondering at how adult she looks, and how suddenly, troublingly beautiful, with her dark hair and her stormy eyes, and the promise of cheekbones in her vivid face. I find myself watching her with Rosette, seeing the graceful, studious way she bends her head over the yellow iced birthday cake, and the oddly touching smallness of Rosette's hands in her bigger ones. "Blow the candles, Rosette," she says. "No, don't dribble. Blow, like this." I find myself watching her with Zosie. And, oh, Anouk, it happens so fast. That sudden switch from light to shade, from being the center of someone's world to being nothing but a detail in the border, a figure in the shadows, seldom studied, barely seen. Back in the kitchen late that night, I put her school clothes in the washing machine. For a moment, I hold them to my face, as if they might retain some part of her that I have lost. They smell of the outside, and of the incense smoke from Zosie's rooms, and of the malt biscuity scent of her sweat. I feel like a woman searching her lover's clothes for signs of infidelity. And in the pocket of her jeans, I find something that she has forgotten to take out. It's a doll made from a wooden clothes peg, the same kind of doll that she has been making for the window display. But looking at this one more closely, I can recognize who it's meant to be. I can see the marks drawn on it in felt-tip pen and the 3 red hairs tied around the waist. And if I narrow my eyes, then I can see the glow that surrounds it, so faint and so very familiar that I might almost have missed it otherwise. Once more, I go to the Advent window, where tomorrow's scene is already set. The door opens into the dining room, and everyone is gathered around the table where a chocolate cake stands ready to be cut. There are tiny candles on the table and tiny plates and glasses. And now that I look more carefully, I can recognize almost everyone there. Nico, Zosie, Little Alice in her big boots, Madame Pinot with her crucifix, Madame Luzeron in her funeral coat, Rosette, myself, even Laurent, and Thierry, who has not been invited, standing under the snow-covered trees. And all of them marked with that golden gleam. Such a small thing. Such a huge thing. But surely there's no harm in a game, I think. Games are how children make sense of the world. And stories, even the darkest of them, are the means with which they learn to cope with loss, with cruelty, with death. But there is more to this little tableau. The family and friends at the table scene, the candles, the tree, the chocolate log, are all contained inside the house. Outside, the scene is different. Heavy snow in the form of icing sugar has gathered on the ground and the trees. The lake with its ducks is frozen now. The sugar mice with their hymn sheets have gone, and long, murderous icicles, sugar spun but glassy sharp, now hang from the branches of the trees. Thierry is standing right under them, and a dark chocolate snowman, big as a bear, is watching him menacingly from the forest close by. I look more closely at the little peg doll. Uncannily, it even looks like Thierry. His clothes, his hair, his mobile phone, even his expression somehow depicted by an ambivalent line and a couple of dots for eyes. And there is something else too. A spiral symbol in the sugar snow, drawn with the tip of a small finger. I've seen it before, in Anouk's room, chalked up on her notice board, drawn in crayon on a pad, reproduced 100 times with buttons and jigsaw pieces on this floor, now lustrous with that undeniable glamour. And now I begin to understand. Those signs scratched under the countertop, the medicine bags hanging over the door, the new influx of customers, the friends we have made, all the changes that have occurred here over the past few weeks. This is far more than a child's game. This is more like a secret campaign over a territory I was not even aware was in dispute. And the general behind this campaign? Do I even need to ask?
Holy shit!
Good.
It's catching on.
Susie!
Finally!
war.
Oh god, that whole passage where you were describing like Zosie manipulating the shit out of this poor old woman. Oh man, that was supremely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Where did your child go? Are
Yeah.
you going to see her for Christmas? Fuck you, Zosie.
Oh, that's crazy, lol. Anyway,
Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, jingle, 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 jingle. Fucking Zosie, man.
I'm happy that Alice and Nico are together.
Yeah.
Cute. Cute. Mm-hmm.
There's an ash. More cute.
Good.
Oh, there's an ash. Oh, now Martin's coming over. Here he comes. Here he comes. Doesn't come for the rest of us. Here he is. Hi.
Hi, Martin.
Hi. Hi, Frankie. Hi, Martin. Hi, everyone.
Oh, I'm so waving.
Hello, Storytime baby. Hello. His hand.
Wee.
Ah. Baby. Yay, baby. I'm thoroughly distracted.
Oh, there's Rory. We get to see Rory. Yay. Oh, there's Bracken. Yay. Those lovely faces. Look at those pretty faces. Mwah. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Ash. Hi, Lisa. Oh,
Carmen also smitten.
oh God.
I love that little face. Just
Mhm.
gosh.
Those eyes.
Look at this little dumbass.
He's so dumb.
There is
This little dum dum.
there is a
Yeah.
lot to process. Please, I am very small.
And I have
No
money.
money. So you can imagine the kind of stress I'm under.
He's like still getting to grips with the concept of colours. It's understandable.
I see he's come dressed as Bina again today.
Yes. Oh, but there was one. He has some blue dungarees and some yellow vests, and he looked so beanerish. I was like, oh, I should take a photo. I don't think I ever sent it to her.
Oh.
Teeny Bina.
No.
Teeny Bina.
Teeny Bina.
Oh.
Okay.
Bina with a lion.
Oh, I could see Bina wearing a lion too. So, that's on brand.
I love that we've just decided that this child is Bina and not just Bina has been rocking toddler chic for the last several years.
I was actually saying to Bracken just the other day, I really like that the last 2 years basically of fashion has been, I don't know, just whatever you thought was cool when you were 9, just wear that.
True story.
Yeah. Remember when we did Matilda, and for the final party of Matilda, I think Bina was like, yeah, I thought to put a costume together and then realized I could just wear all of the things that I usually I love it. Bina, if you're watching this, I love you and your dungarees. We love you, Bina. We love you, Bina.
Yeah.
That was my favorite description of modern fashion, Rory. It's just so accurate. And now it's that plus teenage days with all of the angsty stuff coming back.
Yeah.
A good time for fashion.
Can I show you the thing that I was wearing today, which what I would have thought was cool as hell when I was a toddler? I shall.
Hi, Martin.
Oh.
Hi.
How's your new flat?
How's Bristol treating you?
It's treating me very well. I've now color sorted my shelves of bookcase as well.
That's extremely rad.
Cute.
We
A plus
can't
choices.
that this is bad country.
It's good because you wouldn't have been bold enough to wear them necessarily when you were 13, but you would have wanted to, and now here we are.
Mm-hmm. Having your 13-year-old dream.
They look pretty cute. Just gonna say.
They're super cute.
Sorry, I interrupted you very rudely.
That's okay. I was just saying that I'd sorted my books.
They look very nice. They look very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in that room as well? Can we see them?
Yes. Right, hold on. We may need to. Hold on. I'm going to take you on the road, everybody.
I have fewer books. I have 2 shelves to Frankie's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Many.
Frankie has 17 shelves. I have 2.
I have a perfectly reasonable number of shelves.
She also has amazing taste in books, so I don't think you're losing there.
Oh, you.
Plus, this way I look like I'm much smarter than I am.
hold on. Can I put it back in? No, I'm just going to hold you in my hand. Would you like to hold them? Sure.
We're being held in their hands.
You are.
Oh, we should say
I
goodbye
think
to
I'll do some sleeping.
Okay, wait, let's say goodbye to Catch Up Crew. I hope that you are wearing whatever you thought was cool when you were 9, and you look rad, and we love you very much. And good night. Good night.
Story time.